What's up, guys? Jeremy Clark here, aka Mr. 66 USA on Twitter, and I'm going to do a quick trade recap for you. This is for the Crypto Cartel group, hosted by the capo himself at CryptoLukeXRP. You can find us on Twitter. And here's the trade I took earlier. I ran a futures play 5 times using Phantom. FTM is the ticker. And I was running off the Double-VWAP. And you can see off the 1 minute chart here, we got this little mountain pass Adam and Eve pattern. These usually happen at resistance, and a lot of times they are good for 2 to 3 bands of VWAP. Almost always will get you at least 2 VWAP or very close to it. Now this one wasn't moving that great, but it was moving. It also was not all the way down at resistance, so I was hoping to get it off of this bottom band, but that didn't happen. I saw this movement happen, and I was ready to get in, so I went ahead and took it. And I'm going to switch over to the 2 minute. So after the little double bottom kind of running mountain pass that happened here, I was looking for a retest, and you can see we pulled back right at the next VWAP band. And so I waited for it to break this little bull flag line right here, which it did. And I went ahead and put a stop loss right below that. And you can see it kind of took off from there. So as it rose, I was looking for it to pull back again before I placed my next stop loss, before I move my stop loss up. So you can see it pulled back here, and it pulled back to this previous trend line here. I'm not sure what this was, but it was a key trend line from something, or this may have actually been one of the cam pivots. Let's just take a look here. Yeah, okay, so this black line is, I believe that's R5 from the cams. So I go down a little bit tighter, you can see, yeah, so we got black line R5, R4, R3. And you can see the VWAP lines, or the first 2 deviations, are within the R3 to R5 zone. So that's kind of defining how far it could go. It's not going to go that far, but it could, in theory, I guess. So moving back to the entry, just wanted to show you how I ran my stop losses. Once I was in the play, I waited for the pullback, and then I would set a new stop loss at the swing low. So as it took off, I'd put a stop loss below. Same thing here. We got this little fake breakout, but then we got this pretty solid descending line here. So I put my stop loss below that swing low. And then I moved it up as we got into this zone here. Now this is where things started to get interesting. Coming up on this previous level. So this was going to act as resistance. And I also noticed that we got a couple 2 minute fair value gaps. So there was one that happened right here, and then there was one that happened right here. And then price kind of went sideways. It tested this upper line a couple times, and then we got reverse of the mountain pass that we saw earlier, or a regular mountain pass right here at the top. And you can see one's a little higher, one's a little lower. Got these tweezer tops here. So these are all signals that things are about to change. Look at the volume. Great big volume bar. Usually signals a reversal, or at least a reversal is imminent. And I went ahead and set my stop loss within the second fair value gap below this swing low here. And at this point, I was in 10% profit. So I was happy to just kind of let it accumulate and see what was going to happen. I was kind of hoping it would take off again, because as you can see, VWAP is right there. So I thought I had a chance of VWAP, but the trend was going down. So this is a counter trend reversal play. And I usually want to look to get out near VWAP or one deviation above if it's moving fast. This one was not moving fast. It was moving kind of slow, and it took a while to get up here, and then it went sideways. So That stop loss was triggered right here. Again, that was a 10% profit on that one. And as it dropped below the fair value gap, I was looking for it to retest, which it did. So I went ahead and entered a short here. And you can see it kind of ran along the fair value gap line. This was my initial stop. And then I started to move my stop loss lower. Once it broke down at this level, this trade was risk-free because my stop loss was lower than my entry. So I was pretty happy with that. And just decided to let it run and see what was going to happen. And I was targeting the lower VWAP band, which there's also this great big previous fair value gap. This is a daily 4-hour fair value gap that I charted earlier. And I was thinking of this would be a magnet. I was thinking this lower VWAP, the green line here, was also a magnet. So I was kind of hoping price would get there. And after I moved my stop up again, we got these a bunch of reversal signals. These candles started telling me that they weren't ready to participate. And so I was really hoping to get my stop loss a little lower than that. But I went ahead and set it. I want to show you guys what happened here. Got a series of seller's exhaustion gaps. So there's one right here, and then there was another one that happened right here. So these were kind of telling me this move was over. And this even almost looks like a inverted running head and shoulders. So there's a lot of signals here. This neutral signal here, this big volume bar happening on this neutral or falling hammer. This whole series right here was telling me the move was over. So I went ahead and set my stop loss kind of at that level. And sure enough, it went below the first VWAP deviation band, and then it popped back up. This one was at about 6.5% profit and ended stopping out at 5.5%. So I was happy with that. Wasn't trying to make big moves here. It was just trying to capture, just scalp a little bit. And then I had to go to work. I had to meet a friend and do some in real life activities. And this went ahead and came back up to kind of like this initial range that it broke down from. And sure enough, we got a tweezer top here, and then it started to break down. And look what happened after I had to go to work. Wow. Look at that move. Total breakdown to the original fair value gap here, which was my original target, and to the second deviation of VWAP, the lower deviation. These were perfect targets. I would have stayed in if I had more time, but again, price was going to accumulate for a while here, and so I would have had to wait for another breakdown. I probably would have entered on this break of the VWAP deviation line here and caught that move. But that's it. Thanks for watching, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to DM me.